history is said to repeat itself. And while that may be all true, we at Birds of a Feather believe it also strikes back. And today, with us as its mouthpiece, it will strike you in the feels with its events and music. And, well, we're back, folks. Birds of a Feather, both studios is lit up again. Perhaps we are, too. We'll never tell. You know?
I'm not saying anything.
No, we're not saying anything. But if so, we want them to know it's only in full compliance with state and local ordinances.
Of course.
Of course, because we are, after all, the goody two-shoes of indie rock radio.
You know we are.
Especially Christina.
Well, no one would say any different.
For this feature, we travel back in time to a particular year to review bands, music, charts, and pop culture for whatever randomly selected year it was. And last time, you were spared the 1970s, weren't you?
Yes.
But I'm terribly sorry, kiddos. All good things come to an end. So join me, dear folks, if you will, for a trip back to the Stone Age, to a year I simply can't believe we haven't already covered, 1974.
Ooh, good year.
A couple weeks ago, for some reason, Spotify, I guess recognizing through their sophisticated algorithms, which enable them to spot the dinosaurs among their subscribers, actually threw a bunch of 1974 albums in my face.
Nice.
And yeah, when I was struck by what an incredibly bountiful year of genius it was. And that was just on the classic rock front. But let's see what else was going on. And many of you were not in existence yet. But you'll be spellbound by the changes and the similarities and how history repeats itself and strikes back. When we look at 1974, that was the year when I turned 13, actually.
Oh, wow.
So I recall a lot of it. Not so keen on what I had for breakfast this morning, but 1974, hell yeah, I know
Very
all
clear.
about that. All right, so what was going on in the world around that time? Stuff that really doesn't impress as much as it might have done back then. The first recorded occurrence of sextuplets in the world, where all 6 babies survived. That's to count. They all got to live for it to count, okay? You can have as many babies as you want, but if a whole bunch of them die, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
This was long before Octomom would come along and take the title. But 6 babies, that was in Cape Town, State of Africa, 74.
Wow.
And there was this was big news back then, too, for those of you who remember. This nonprofit philanthropic do-gooder organization called the Symbionese Liberation Army.
Oh.
And the SLA, they just wanted all men to live in peace and harmony, which obviously would necessitate committing a series of armed robberies. Duh,
Of course.
Not to mention they're having murdered a school superintendent the previous year with cyanide-filled hollow point bullets.
That happens.
But why, though? For his shockingly fascistic proposal to issue, and I can hardly bring myself to utter the words, school identification cards.
What?
I mean, sic semper tyrannis, you know?
I mean, seriously.
I'm just saying. Incredibly, this justifiable homicide had an adverse effect on their recruitment drive. So,
Oh, my God.
so they came up with another brainstorm. Abduct an heiress to help sell the cause.
Sure.
And so Patty Hearst was kidnapped outside her apartment
Ta-da.
in Berkeley, and there you go. We got your celebrity spokesperson.
Check, check, check.
Tough year, though, for them in spite of that. Massive 2-hour shootout between them and the Los Angeles Police Department. Leaves 6 of them dead, including their leader. And, you know what happens when you play stupid games, so that was pretty much the end of that bunch. After a record 84 days in orbit, also, the crew of Skylab 4 returned to Earth. 84 days, that was a record back then.
Skylab.
Now it's like they go up and they kind of never come back
We
down.
never see them again.
Or at least for like a really long time. But Skylab itself was never meant to come down.
Right.
But a few of you who are still around who might remember that in 1979, it started to do just that anyway. Skylab was falling. Yep. That was all the rage everybody was talking about.
Yep.
Lawyers were promising a slam-dunk easy settlement if you were hit by a falling piece of the wayward celestial laboratory. Fortunately, nobody was hurt by the unwelcome return of what was supposed to end up as space junk.
Yes.
Basically. I mean, that's a real thing, space junk. And I'm fine with that, personally. As huge as the oceans are, you still don't want to pollute them.
Probably not.
But space, kind of hard to give a fuck about that.
Space, fuck it. Do what you want to do with
I really
it.
don't give a shit about space.
I mean, just go ahead and throw it on up there.
Anything.
But sometimes, unfortunately, what goes up must come down, which is what
well,
sucks.
that's what happens with Skylab, anyway. And you have probably all seen the Army of the Terracotta Warriors, right?
Well, sure.
That was discovered in 1974.
Oh, shit.
I know it was, it's been around for a long time, but
Yeah.
it was 1974. That was a big-ass
I did not know
deal
it was
back then.
1974, yeah.
The world. This is a good one. The world population reached. Are you ready for this? 4 billion people.
Oh my God!
I mean, 4 billion. That's an intimate gathering of friends at a backyard barbecue compared to today's, 7.9 billion. All of whom we project will be listeners to the show at this rate within a few weeks.
Within a few weeks.
If
not already.
And when we record Birds, we'll talk about the new listeners.
Oh, yes, we will.
Anyway, India detonated its first nuclear weapon, but to me, the real story is the project name. Under Project Smiling Buddha, they became the sixth nation to launch, to detonate a nuclear weapon.
Well, if you're going to do it,
Project Smiling Buddha, nuclear weapon, that goes together like peanut butter and jelly.
Totally. Same.
Just because you're detonating a weapon of mass destruction doesn't mean you have to be a gloomy Gus.
I agree.
Keep that sense of humor.
That's right.
And
Keep it light.
That's what the Indians did in that case.
Keep it light.
And this was rather historic. This one really was historic. Also, not 4 billion. U.S. President Richard Nixon resigned. I mean, when was the last time you saw that?
I'm not a crook.
A president resigns? When was the last time you saw that?
Pretty
much then.
Never.
1974, actually. Yeah, that was the last time. And of all the things that came upon the scene, People magazine published their first issue in the United States. People freaking magazine started. And who was it that graced the cover of the first ever People magazine?
Queen Elizabeth, I don't know.
Mia Farrow.
Oh, my.
Who I only recently realized and came to grasp what a phenomenal actress she is. She's brilliant. But I didn't know that until about a
That's unfortunate.
And the UPC, Universal Product Code, is scanned for the first time.
Boop.
That's the way things work.
Life. Yeah, that's it.
And what was it to sell what? What was the momentous historic item heralding this new age? A package of Wrigley's chewing gum.
Well, shit, that's a necessity.
In Ohio. Now, before this, kiddos, they used to have a label gun. They had to use a label gun to manually change the prices of everything.
P.S. When I worked in a grocery store back in the day, I had to hand label everything.
Yeah, you see, the UPC hadn't caught on everywhere, and even Pumpkin was doing the price gun thing. That was, man, that's... Talk about the dark ages. Ian, whether or not you're a sports fan or a boxing fan, which I'm not...
Nope.
Everybody knows about the Rumble in the Jungle, where Muhammad Ali knocked out Cheeseburger George Foreman.
Oh, yeah.
In 8 rounds to regain the heavyweight title. That was a big one. And in 1974, if you happen to be sitting at Madison Square Garden watching Elton John, you're already a happy camper. Mm-hmm. And he says, "Oh, please welcome John Lennon."
Oh,
okay.
Shit.
That's pretty surreal shit. Well, that would be his very last. It was a very rare public performance and a last one for him, where he did 3 songs with Elton John, including their number one hit, or his number one hit, that Elton John joined him on, Whatever Gets You Through the Night. And that was he would stick around. He would actually live 6 more years and enjoy a huge comeback as a solo artist, but that was his last time on stage.
Wow.
I have no doubt he would have gone back to the stage in time. I have no doubt he would have gone back to the stage in time, but that was it. And on a final and very dark note, Rubik's Cube was invented.
That fucker.
Fucking thing.
I spent way too many hours trying to solve it.
Why end on that misery? I don't know. But now TV, CBS canceled Here's Lucy, which ended a 23-year reign on television of Lucille Ball.
Wow.
New shows that went on the air. I don't want to make you envious or anything, but when you hear the new shows that premiered that year, wait till we get, and that's before we get to the music too. Good Times and Happy Days, same year. There were just years where they killed shit, like 1966 and 1974. Good Times and Happy Days. So now you know why I'm so glad to have been born the time I was.
Yeah, see, I would catch those on the rerun side.
Yeah.
But they were great.
That was great. Little House on the Prairie, Chico and the Man, Freddie Prinze and Jack Albertson.
Yeah, that one, I missed that one.
Yeah. Rockford Files, Police Woman. Kolchak the Night Stalker. If you know, you know. A lot of folks out there are going, "Oh, hell yeah," and she's going like, "What the fuck was that?"
What are you talking about?
Kolchak the Night Stalker.
What the hell's that?
Hell yeah, man. Darren McGavin. It was also the end of the line for Flip Wilson, Dean Martin, Sonny and Cher, and The Partridge Family.
Oh.
Boo. Now the movies, as you know, as I've told you probably once, twice, 400 times. My mother was a movie theater manager and ended up managing like every movie in the entire Hudson Valley, every theater at one point or another. So I grew up in the movies, watching whatever I wanted to watch as many times as I wanted. So 1974, I was 12 going on 13. So you know I was in that. My ass was in that movies a lot. All right, so what were the top movies? The era of the disaster movie was in full swing.
Oh, shit.
That was a big thing. As indicated by the top 10, number one movie, The Towering Inferno. This is the corniest bunch of schlock you ever saw, but they really packed together this epic cast and 2 studios and big budget and all that. Towering Inferno. And Mel Brooks had 2 movies in the top 10 in one year.
Damn.
Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein.
Oh, shit.
So it was the year
Classics.
of Mel Brooks. Earthquake, more disaster.
Oh, my God.
With the only big star that wasn't in the Towering Inferno, Charlton Heston.
And they tried to get him, I'm sure.
They tried to get him. No, Heston was in it, but yeah, they tried to get him for the Towering
That's
Inferno.
what I'm saying.
They had McQueen, they had Newman. Come on, They had Faye Dunaway. It's like, let's just throw everybody. Richard Chamberlain.
Holy shit.
That was like the Poseidon Adventure all over again.
Seriously. Oh,
and
my
the
God.
trial of Billy Jack, and you either know or you don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, Billy Jack. Godfather Part 2, hey, what the
Hey.
fuck? Godfather Part 2 was a biggie. Airport 75, again, more disaster movies. And a couple of movies that were remade, for better or for worse, many years later. You might know the newer versions and the remakes of the next couple movies, because some of you are young things and tender out there. The Longest Yard, with a movie of absolute scumbaggery about loathsome people, starring Burt Reynolds. It was remade starring Adam Sandler, because when you look at Adam Sandler, the first thing that comes to your mind is football.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And Murder on the Orient Express, which was Agatha Christie, or Hercule Poirot, the Belgian detective, played by Albert Finney back then, and now starring as Poirot and directed by Kenneth Branagh. They made that, and now they got a new one at Death on the Nile. Same.
Very nice.
Same thing going on.
The Remake Express.
And other notable flicks of that time, Chinatown, The Great Gatsby, which was also remade.
Yes.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which unfortunately was also remade, And of personal value to me, the Man with the Golden Gun, 1974, starring as the title villain, Christopher Lee, who was notable, for many years with horror films. And those actors who were associated with horror films don't usually get anywhere beyond that. But Christopher Lee, however, who starred as Dracula from 1958 to 1974, ended up in 3, not 1, but 3 of the biggest film franchises of all time: Bond, Lord of the Rings, and Star Wars. It's like, how does that happen?
Trifecta.
And Bond themes are also iconic. The previous one before this having been Live and Let Die, and then the next one was to be Nobody Does It Better. We got 2 magnificent songs. The one for this picture was sung by Lulu, much to the chagrin of some American boys we'll hear about in a little bit.
All right.
And what you've all been waiting for, the music. An absolutely huge event took place that even you young things and tender have heard about. California Jam was held at the Ontario Speedway right here in good old California, attracting 250,000 fans, and featured, in order of appearance, Rare Earth, Earth, Wind, and Fire, the Eagles, Seals and Crofts, who we just heard tonight at restaurant. Black Oak, Arkansas, Black Sabbath, and 2 more. Deep Purple, who also set the stage on fire in the literal sense, actually.
Literally.
Literally set on fire. Not the way the kids use it today, in the literal sense.
Incendiary
devices. And Emerson, Lake, and Palmer.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And this is also the first music event filmed by the Goodyear Blimp.
Oh, shit.
That
is really cool.
A vehicle upon which I have actually ridden.
Yes, very cool, very cool.
I've
seen the photographic proof.
There is proof of this, And never propose to anybody on the Goodyear Blimp, because eventually you come down to earth. Okay.
Oh, shit. Much like Skylab.
It's like Skylab. That's right. Only nobody would really be hurt if the Goodyear Blimp came down on them.
Yeah, depends.
Because
it could suffocate the shit out of you. Come on.
Yeah, and there is kind of a basket there.
There is kind of a basket situation.
It's not gonna level a building or anything.
No, but it will level a person.
And of course, 1974 was a classic rock bonanza, with albums such as Aerosmith's second, Get Your Wings, Bad Company's debut, David Bowie, Diamond Dogs, Electric Light Orchestra, El Dorado, Elton John's Caribou, and the title might not grab, but you know the songs, The Bitch Is Back, Don't the Sun Go Down on Me.
Come on.
Genesis, Lamb Lies Down on Broadway.
Jeez.
Can't win them all. Jethro Tull.
Not with you.
Thought I could get that by.
You can't, no.
Jethro Tull, War Child. Several of these I actually have on vinyl, too, including Joni Mitchell, Court and Spark, Rush's debut without Neil Peart, the first Rush album, Steely Dan, Pretzel Logic. What did you say?
A travesty.
A travesty. No. It's got some good stuff on there.
I'm just saying without Neil Peart, I mean, that's not Rush. It was Rush Light.
They were a good band, though.
Yeah, they were good.
Supertramp, Crime of the Century, Robin Trower, Bridge of Sighs, and Stevie Wonder, fulfilling this first say that 3 times fast. Fulfilling this first finale, in which I did not know this about him, that he played at various times. He played bass and drums and keyboards, of course.
Multi-instrumentalist.
And the backing vocalists on this, guest backing vocalists included Minnie Riperton, Denise Williams, the Jackson 5,
oh my God,
and Paul Anka.
That guy had some clout. Holy shit. Still does.
Oh yeah, he's a
legend.
He's a legend. He might have taken a little ribbing in the movie High Fidelity, but
I will say, the hair choices, these are all concerned.
That too. And a personal overlooked favorite, Uriah Heep, Wonderworld, Bachman Turner Overdrive, Not Fragile. You either know or you don't know.
Yeah, no one.
Eagles on the Border and Deep Purple Mark III appeared with Coverdale and Hughes and put out 2 albums that one year, Burn and Stormbringer.
I did not hate that dual lead thing. I did not hate that. 2 amazing vocalists.
Yeah, and having Blackmore still there, everything was just great.
Come on.
And that was not the only doubleheader either. Kiss came out with their self-titled album, or eponymous. If it wanted to sound literate, I'd say eponymous. The Hippopotamus album.
You can't win them all.
Their second album, Hotter Than Hell, and Queen released not only Queen 2, but Sheer Heart Attack. And
we love that one,
which contains the line about down in the city, just Hoople and me. Well, that's with Mop the Hoople. They also released an album called The Hoople, and a couple of my personal faves, the Rolling Stones. The last album with Mick Taylor, It's Only Rock and Roll. And yes, their only album with keyboard ace Patrick Moraz, the incredible relayer. And it's one of those, you either get it or you don't.
You get it.
Phenomenal. Everybody loves
I certainly
that record,
get it, but I mean, I'm still Wakeman all the way.
Yeah. And the last of 6 albums by Alice Cooper, the band, when it was a band, which is called Muscle of Love. And the title track is every bit as puerile as it sounds. And the original, the title was Respect for the Sleepers, and that's good. The version appears with the box set. Much better than a song about reading Dad's girly mags and whacking off in the bathroom. I mean, that just doesn't quite work for me.
Commonplace.
That's just me, though. And the album also contains a song called The Man with the Golden Gun. Oh, yes, even the shortest memory will recall that we were talking about that a minute ago. They wrote this song figuring the biggest band in the world did a song about the assassin the new Bond film is named after, and how could the producers pass on that?
I would pass.
Well, they did, alas. Yeah. So, now
I think they made a good choice there. I think they made a good choice.
Actually, it's kind of a draw. I do like the Cooper version.
It's not a draw. Can't win them all.
She knows not of which she affirms, Well, and that's all very highfalutin for sophisticated album rockers. But what about the radio fare for the great unwashed? Well, as she's over here going, like, what are you saying?
What are you saying?
Well, it's too much high fidelity, Too much high fidelity. Well, that's my defense.
Yeah.
Well, as it so happens, even the hoi polloi had an abundance of genius and class heaped upon their unworthy heads. So let me say, at the outset, uh-oh. Uh-oh. There will be more.
There will be more. Yeah. Just let it rip, man.
I have a video now of the show, the Midnight Special, with performance highlights from 1974. I remember watching it and endlessly tormenting poor Christina with clips while she was trying to serve some actual purpose in the world and do some work.
They were fucking awesome.
They were, but she was
so good.
She was actually trying to, occupy some real place in the world. That's quite common with us, actually. All right, so let's see. Now, we're talking 1974. Let me pause for a moment to do a little bit of math here. How many years is that? That's 40, what the fuck? 48 years. 48 years. 48 years ago, and watch how many of these songs the Pumpkin knows. And not all of them, because they were remade by other artists in her hipster generation.
Oh, my God.
Because everybody knows the original, Barbra Streisand. And I'll just start singing, and you just join me if you can.
All right.
Memories light the corners of my mind. It'd be like 4 o'clock in the morning before we got to the end of that incredibly fast-paced song.
Memories
Of the way we were. It's actually nice stuff. Yeah.
It's very pretty, but it's like 7 hours long.
Yeah, exactly. It
Slowest song.
It can have 2 verses and still be an hour and a half long.
It's like the endless ninja crawl. Just come on.
Now, the name Terry Jacks might not ring a bell, or it might, but everybody knows we had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun.
That's all I know. Just want you to know.
It's easy for a black-hearted cynic to mock the pop melody. Not that you were doing that, but people who would. But honestly, if you ever want to make yourself cry, just read the lyrics to this song.
Great song.
And have hankies at the ready.
That's right.
Or you're a complete black-hearted villain. Okay.
Wow. Good thing you're not judging or
not
anything.
judging or anything.
No.
And one of the clips that Christina's work was disrupted with, one of the early ones, was by the great Native American band Redbone, Come and Get Your Love.
Come and get your love.
Bow, ba, da, ba, da, bow, bow, bow. Come and get your love. Hey, hey, what's the matter with... It's a great song.
Know.
But everybody knows the song.
It's great.
It's absolutely great.
It's a great song.
And the good old Jackson 5 with Dancing Machine. She's
dancing.
She's a dancing machine.
There it is. I was like, I don't have that.
Automatic, systematic.
I see the dance.
Yeah, she's a dancing machine. Watch it get
so
down.
good.
Oh, so good. All right. And the next one is a cover. Grand Funk Railroad. Some of my favorite boys from way back when. The Locomotion.
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now.
Thought I could slip in a drink there, you know. The Locomotion, yep. Grand Funk Railroad with a bringing the 50s back to life.
Why not?
I think that was the 50s. It's Little Eva.
Well, yeah. Then Kylie Minogue. Let's just pretend that didn't happen.
Oh, that's true. Yes, that's
Horrid.
right. Yeah.
Horrid.
And Ray Stevens, the king of the novelty song, until Weird Al Yankovic came along, and then me after that. Yeah. The Streak. You probably don't know that one. A song. Streaking was this thing back then. People were just running around naked in public places, and it was just all the news. So he wrote a funny song about it.
All right, then.
And a song from a 1973 album, one of Elton John's two, Benny and the Jets. Benny and the Jets. Boom, boom. Interesting thing about that, a little trivia about that song, it was played, he performed it on Soul Train. Mm-hmm. That and David Bowie's doing Fame on Soul Train.
Well, sure.
It's kind of a segregation thing. They were the only white artists who ever played on that show
That's
before.
what I'm talking about.
Which is like, that must have been before Casey. I mean, surely he's been on there. Yeah.
I would hope.
But that's a great show. That was a great show, too.
Oh.
And there'll be nowhere to really sing it well, but somebody should be singing the praises of Kool and the Gang's Jungle Boogie.
Jungle Boogie.
Jungle Boogie.
Get down, get down.
Get down. And then there's this like so horn, good. Like an elephant trumpet. Wah, wah, get
Love
down.
it.
Oh, it's so
good.
Perfect song.
Kool and the Gang.
Maria Muldaur. This was also on the video that I tormented you with. Midnight at the Oasis.
Oh, okay. Good song.
Now that is a sexy song.
It is, yeah.
Midnight at the Oasis.
It's a nice song.
I mean, not this wet pussy bullshit from today. That's a sexy song. Yeah.
What's a sexy song? But the other one that I think is really sexy, it doesn't get enough play, is the Donna Summer song.
Which one?
Shit. I knew you were going to ask me that. You were just going to go there.
Dim All the Lights.
No. It's
that's a sexy song.
It is a sexy song, but she's kind of moaning. What is it?
I Feel Love? Not the one you did.
No. There's the other one. Fuck. Why can't I remember it? Come on, it's super sexy. Love to love you, baby.
Oh, the first. Yeah, that was like the first one. That was the one. Yeah, but I mean,
it's pretty obvious what we're talking about.
I'm sorry, the Oasis is sexier.
Yeah, I don't have that, but that's cute. I like it.
And there'd be no way to sing the stylistics. You make me feel brand new, but you know what I mean, right?
Yes.
God bless you. You make me feel brand new.
Well done.
No, my voice is breaking. You know why? Because we were out dinner talking, and then my voice is just shut. Jim Stafford, Spiders and Snakes. I love that one. I tried to get you to do that one live.
We'll still do it, but we haven't. It's called COVID. It interrupted shit.
That's a pretty weak excuse. The fact that everything was closed.
Oh my God.
No, we are getting out to karaoke sometimes these days.
So we're gonna have to work on that.
David Essex, Rock On. Yeah. You know the one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rock on, blue jean, baby queen, prettiest girl I ever seen. See ya. Yes. Jimmy Dean. James Dean. That's a badass song. Covered by Blondie. Great song.
Covered by a million people.
John Denver, Sunshine on My Shoulder.
No idea.
You're joking, right?
No.
Sunshine on my shoulder makes me happy.
No, I love John Denver.
I
don't know
thought you were
song.
completely joking.
No, I don't know that song.
All right, then. Blue Magic Sideshow. You probably don't know that one.
No.
Sideshow begin. All right, okay. Anyway.
No idea.
Blue Suede, a cover of Hooked on a Feeling. Now, you might be familiar with the original Hooked on, which is B.J. Thomas, I think.
I think
this
so.
one starts with the ooga shaka, ooga, 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 shaka, ooga.
I hate that.
I can't stop this. But the fact that he's singing while that's going on is very fresh. Nothing like the original. It is. I think it's pretty clever. And I admit, it's a jungly feeling, kind of like The Natives Are Restless, you know.
I don't like that version. I like The Natives Are Restless, but I don't like that other one.
Every once in a while, you just got to have one of those sad ballad type things. Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods, Billy, Don't Be a Hero.
No idea.
Oh, wow. It's one of those sad ballad type things. What can I say?
Gotcha.
Paul McCartney and Wings, Band on the Run,
Band
classic.
on the Run.
Jailer Man, Sailor Sam, classic. Stuck Inside These Four Walls, hell yeah. All right, Jim Croce, Time in a Bottle.
Oh,
beautiful.
Song.
John Denver, Annie's song. Now.
Okay.
Oh, now we're talking. Okay, there we go. Let's see. You fill up my senses like a night in a forest.
I'm like, wait, what is the next one?
I knew it.
That song kills me.
Our girl, ONJ. Let me be there in your morning. Let me be there in your... Nice, big, soulful kind of vocal thing. Very, very well done. Gordon Lightfoot. Gotta love this. Sundown. Sundown, you better take care. No? Oops, okay.
I think so.
The audience is going, bitch, what's wrong with you?
Oh, they better not fucking be doing that.
She has an excuse. She's young. It's okay.
Gosh.
She's young. Yeah.
I've got a lot of these fucking things.
Amazing. And I knew you would. And I knew this all along.
Come on.
Paul Anka. Having my baby.
Okay, that song is the worst song ever. Come on.
That is a cringe fest.
I'm
no
not saying that
question
you
about it.
shouldn't celebrate, but why do you have to commit it to song?
Yeah,
Come on.
There are things that's like TMI. You know, it's just Ringo Starr cover with You're 16. You probably heard 15 versions of that.
Yeah,
not
probably.
His. Olivia Newton-John, once again. If you love me, let me know. It's the same kind of big chord. Beautiful stuff,
like
though.
I love it.
Uh-oh. You're good. Your pal Cher. Dog lady dancing and the candle one by one. It's one of a gypsy type thing.
It's going to be a hard pass.
Yeah. Gladys Knight and the Pips. Oh, beautiful. Best thing that ever happened to me. Oh, no, you'd know it if I sang it, but I can't.
All right, you should.
Now, another kind of seductive song, Feel Like Making Love, and as soon as I see the words, I'm thinking Bad Company. It's not Bad Company, it's Roberta Flack. You know.
Oh, well, the Bad Company one totally gets me.
Feel like making love. Yeah, the Bad Company one is great.
It's
great.
super hot, yeah.
Billy Preston, the man, a great guy, great musician, played with the Beatles, played with the Rolling Stones, had some great hits of his own, and one of them was Nothing from Nothing. Nothing from a nothing leaves nothing. That, and Will It Go Round in Circles, that was my favorite. Yeah. Good old Billy. The Carpenters. I'm on the top of the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find. Yep, the Carpenters.
There it is.
And a song you've probably been completely unable to escape in your whole life about a fellow who's known alternately as a space cowboy, as a gangster of love, and some inexplicably Maurice. Yes, Steve Miller Band, The Joker.
Yeah, that song. If I never heard it again.
I had a feeling you weren't going to be a fan.
No.
Oh, I'm not surprised at all. Three Dog Night had a great hit with a Leo Sayer song called The Show Must Go On. Beautiful, beautiful tune. And the Hughes Corporation with Rock the Boat. Now, everybody knows Rock the Boat. Don't rock the boat, baby.
Rock the boat.
Don't tip the boat over.
Rock the boat, I think.
Ever since our voyage of love began. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. A lot of fun to listen to, a lot of fun to sing, and I just love the fact that this group was first presented to the world in the motion picture Blackula, which, according to the characters on Psych, The one guy says to the other guy, I told you we were the only ones in the world besides Quentin Tarantino who remembered Blackula, but I'm a big Blackula fan. You know,
He is. I can confirm this as well.
They appear in the first Blackula movie. They do a couple of tunes. It's very cool. And then they became big hit makers with this song. Brownsville Station, Smoking in the Boys' Room. You young things probably know Motley Crue's version.
That's correct.
But this was the original.
Now, teacher, don't you feel it? Up with your rules. Because everybody knows that smoking ain't allowed in school.
What are you doing it for, you fool? Okay. Stevie Wonder. Oh, big time for him. Living for the City. Living just enough. Just enough for the city. The old Stevie stuff is so good.
So good.
Another ballad, another one of those story songs, sad, only this one isn't that sad ballads. Paper Lace, The Night Chicago Died. Anything?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Now this is Billy Don't Be Hero, only it was bigger, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. One of the few songs, and I love it for this reason, one of the few songs that actually presents law enforcement in a positive light, unlike the rest of the fucking heathens in rock who always talk about bad stuff about the cops. This one is actually...
I don't know if it's a rock. I think it's different kinds of heathens.
Yeah. But like the SLA would one day have later, many years later, Al Capone's gang is having a bad time in the song The Night Chicago Died. Very good stuff.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Waterloo by You Know Who.
Waterloo, couldn't escape if I wanted to.
Steely Dan, Ricky, don't lose that number.
Ugh. Ricky, don't lose that number.
There's no Steely Dan.
It's the only one I've got. Yeah, that song is cringeworthy. I'm sorry.
Carly Simon, Mockingbird. Yeah. It was with James Taylor, I believe. Joni, if this is one of those, if the only song Joni Mitchell ever did, I would still ever Help Me. I love that song. Beautiful song. Beautiful song.
She's an amazing lyricist.
Oh, my God.
Her lyrics just break me.
Didn't it feel good just sitting there talking or lying there not talking? Didn't it feel good? Now, that's a sexy song. That's another one. Now, again, this shit, I won't repeat it, but the songs that I try but fail miserably. Anne Murray, yes, Anne Murray, who's named in the Blame Canada song. He did not say that.
He did say that.
Had a hit with the Beatles cover, You Won't See Me. Very nicely done. Yeah.
Nicely done.
Uh-oh, Barry. Who's going to try to do Barry White? Oh, no, gonna give you up. Anyway, Barry White.
Yeah, I'm not going to try.
He was on that 74 special, too. So Pumpkin had to see. Yes, he should have been. Rufus. Tell me something good. Tell me that you love me. Yeah. Shaka Khan and Rufus. Come on, folks. You're missing out if you haven't.
Chaka's in, I'm in.
Yeah, you got to hear this one. And one of the most golden voices of anybody's ever had to me, Helen Reddy.
Lovely.
You and Me Against the World. Who could dare to try to sing that?
I won't.
You and me against the world.
I guess you were going to try to say, there you go.
Yeah, that was. See, I'm demonstrating why nobody wants to do that.
Oh, my God.
And Kool and the Gang, again, another masterpiece for the ages, Hollywood Swingin'.
Oh, shit. I love Kool and the Gang.
Excellent. All right. Ready for certain Orange County noses to be turned up at the mention of this next song? Bachman Turner Overdrive, taking care of business.
I'm out. Check, please.
All right, well, how about Golden Earring, Radar Love? Dun, dun, dun,
no, that's great.
I
like
driving all night,
Earring.
bands wet on the wheel.
Golden Earring is cool.
There you go. One of my personal favorite singer-songwriters of all time, Cat Stevens. Oh, very young, what will you leave us this time? I mean, I got nothing to say bad about any of his stuff.
He's amazing.
Helen Reddy's back. Ruby Red Dress, Leave Me Alone. Brilliant stuff. What a time it was. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, title song from the previous year's album. Elton John was knocking them dead in 74. And here's one you might know. Just if I could simulate the opening bars, you'd be like, oh yeah. Boom. Ba-da-na, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.
I hear it. Yeah. So good.
Money, 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 money. For the Love of Money, the OJs. Money. Classic stuff. I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy. Eric Clapton having hit with Bob Marley. Bob Marley, I believe. Wait.
Bob Marley.
I knew you were going to say that. That's why I said it like that. Right, I Shot the Sheriff, if I'm not mistaken. Paul McCartney Wings, Jet. They're just killing it that year.
I love that.
Beautiful. Elton John, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. Oh, man.
My God.
Verklempt.
I
I can't lie no more of you, darling. Of course, the covered later on by George Michael, or sung with George Michael. Beautiful. No lyrics to Tubular Bells. She said something about this the other night, and I can't remember what it was.
I hate that song because it terrifies me because of... Don't even pretend, because it's the Exorcist song, and I'm fucking out. That's one of the most terrifying movies I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, at the time, it was super scary, and that is a creepy piece of music.
I still can't watch it.
I know Mike Oldfield is a legend. I don't know hardly any of his stuff, but he's known as a guitar player, and that's not a guitar song.
No,
so it's
I mean, it's... If I could separate it from the movie, it's brilliant, but I can't.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Now, I'm not so jaded. I'm not so cool that I can't give it up for Donnie and Marie.
I love Donnie and Marie.
I'm leaving it all up to you. Remember this one? You decide what you're gonna do. You don't remember it?
I do, but I was enjoying the moment we had here.
I don't know if that was the year they had the TV show or before or after, but it was a cool time.
Interesting trivia. I did see them at the Arizona State Fair.
Damn, that would be awesome.
It was really cool.
Good.
I was really young.
Wow, I'd love to see all the Osmonds themselves. You know,
it was just Donnie and Marie.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, it was cool.
Donnie did Smoke on the Water with
That's unfortunate.
Oh, shit.
Please don't do that.
Now, he might be known for producing great classic albums for a number of people like Meatloaf, Grand Funk Railroad, or The Tubes. But Todd Rundgren is, of course, a genius recording artist in his own right, but you don't usually see him on the charts much.
No.
However, hello, it's me. You're not laughing at this beautiful song, are you?
No, I love it.
Yeah.
I just love that Todd, that's the thing that got him on there, and it should have been. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he knew exactly what he was doing. Actually...
But he has lots of music that people don't know.
Yeah. I mean, he's contributed so much to so many people.
He really has.
And his own work is overlooked. The Utopia.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, is people don't even know.
And a song by another Blame Canada band, The Guess Who, exhorting us to put our hands together and clap for a certain radio personality known as the Wolfman.
Oh,
clap
yeah.
for the Wolfman. He gonna rate your record high.
He sure is.
Good, fun song. I mean, if you don't like that, I'm sorry. You need to lighten the fuck up.
There you have it. And that's the end of our show, folks. Thank you so much.
Either that or you just have a difference of opinion. That's perfectly fine.
That's different, yes.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I mean, it could be that.
Show's back on. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Jim Croce, again with the ballads. I'll have to say I love you in a song.
Aww.
Very sweet, very sweet. And our girl ONJ is back.
Damn, she was busy.
More wafy whispers. She wasn't belting it out yet. The wafy whispers were working.
They work.
I love you. I honestly love you. And I honestly loved revisiting the amazing year that was what the simple folk call 1974.
Hell yeah.
Actually, pretty much everybody calls it that. So.
Pretty much, I think everybody.
There's a step towards universal harmony right there.
There it is. I love it.
And part of what helps maintain order and sanity is when we come to the end of the show and you say...
That's history.
This has been Birds of a Feather, History Strikes Back, on What the Flock Radio.